My beautiful stars, reading time. I think I want to go for tarot first. All right. What's going on with you beautiful angels today, main collective? All right, Seven of Wands in reverse. That's good. You could be coming into compromise with a situation that you've had lack of faith with that's making you feel a little bit restless. Fool in reverse. Ooh, cosmic trigger. Okay. So right now, the right collective, for the past 3 months, maybe some things have been bubbling under the surface, especially with this Fool in reverse. There's something coming that's preparing you for the next 3 months. So this is a divine aid to see things clearly over certain endings that you have faced, especially with this coming into compromise. So a new emotional cycle is being revealed through a subconscious reveal, seeing clearly divine aid through certain endings. Just with this Fool in reverse, whatever this situation is, maybe it was done very impulsively with a lack of compromise. Maybe you felt there was a little bit of selfishness behind this situation. There's something here that has accelerated a lack of faith in your soul. So clearly, there's some form of surprise being revealed right now if you've lost faith and hope. Seven of Wands is great. It is about compromise, avoiding certain conflicts, but sometimes it can put us in reflection as well of, do I actually make amends with this situation, or is this something that's a lost cause that is just going to weigh me down? It can really put us into deep reflection, although again we are more open to compromise with the situation. We're kind of seeing all aspects. I always say this cosmic trigger could have started around the lunar eclipse. Was that about 3 months ago? Eclipse energy really is about removal to make room for what is really needed for us. And even though I'm seeing this here, and when a cosmic trigger comes over us, it's not normally, it's a very kind of stormy energy. It can make us feel unsettled, and it's to bring up certain things in our energy, especially emotion, that needs a little bit of a redirection, especially with a subconscious reveal. So yes, this could have been more of a past emotion, you sitting in this restlessness, you've been holding back certain, things you've wanted to say. But I'm also feeling right now, this collective, whatever is kind of bubbling under the surface, I do think right now, I don't think the lack of faith has been completely removed. I think you're really not wanting to be reckless with what comes next. You're definitely not wanting to be foolish and impulsive. I think this is more deep reflection of not wanting to get back to a place that you once were. Anything in our life that makes us feel like this, it's not a good feeling. And this collective, maybe you're really starting to learn, especially if whatever this situation was, you really wanted it to come back into alignment. You wanted it to, or you felt like it was a situation, if it came back into alignment, it would create some form of balance for you. I think the right collective, especially because this got you to a place of lack of faith, you've clearly had to really do some work to try and balance this emotion yourself. So I find a lot of people think, and they crave these things that make them feel uncomfortable and restless and burnt out, and they think by this coming back into their life, it'll just all be better again, right? That's not the case. And I think this collective, you're starting to realize, if these emotions were able to be created in the past, it's very possible they can be created again. So even though you're in more of a compromised state internally, I do think you're maybe noticing things, especially with this, that you weren't really paying attention to in the past. Because again, I don't feel this is completely removed out of the right collective, but we will confirm. Oh, good. That's good. You got Ace of Swords here. Big breakthrough. Big breakthrough. But I think this is clarity for yourself. Ace of Swords is really about moving with logic. Ace of Cups, more intuition. Again, I feel this collective, you're being very logical, very realistic about whatever this is. And I feel like you do have a clearer focus in regards to this situation. But whatever this is, even if it's not so much an external breakthrough with this, like an external issue, internally, it's working some magic for you. You may not feel it right now, especially with a cosmic trigger in your energy, but remember, this is preparing you for the next 3 months. So whatever your focus is, it doesn't need to be rushed. It doesn't need to make amends straight away. Maybe this is something you need to sit on and, you know, let it unfold over time. See if this situation can be trusted. See if this situation can be healed throughout you as well. No matter what situation it is in life, let it be to do with family, friends, love, work. If there's no trust, if there's no sense of center and peace in the situation, you're just delaying the inevitable. You're going to go around the same cycle. I always say, when it comes to important decisions, and this could be part of your lesson with this cosmic trigger about endings, you just want to be patient when it comes to any big decisions you're making in life, especially choosing to re-enter something that has put you in a state of restlessness. All right. This isn't the best energy, and maybe this is why you're stuck a little bit. I always say this Page of Wands is kind of temper tantrum energy, very childish approach to things. Now, to have compromise here, we always talk about perceptions when dealing with an energy like this, and I remember saying maybe in the past this energy was presenting kind of very selfish, wouldn't back down, just really kind of, it's my life, just listening to self. This is still here. Now, to be treated like this time and time again and not feeling heard by someone and pretty much childish behavior, that would have started to imprint a perception in your mind over someone and their behavior. And I always say it's action that changes perception, not words. So again, different energy when we're not triggered, but when we're triggered, that's when little things come out that can put destruction and emotional blocks in any form of connection. And I do think this collective, whatever this situation is, you've dealt with someone that has made you feel unheard, made you feel like you had to hold back, walk on eggshells. And again, you have kind of a blessing here with these two. You're not ignoring little details, and you may not have seen this side of whatever this energy is currently, but unfortunately it's now imprinted in you. When this person's clearly a little bit upset, dealing with an energy like this, especially when trying to soothe a challenge and find solution in a challenge so it doesn't turn to conflict, pretty much impossible, right? It would be like banging your head against a brick wall. And I feel this collective, you don't want to get yourself back in that state. So again, this energy needs a redirection. And I think this collective, just intuitively, especially because you've got this Ace of Swords running through you, I actually don't think you're going to budge here until you face maybe a challenge with this person and see if this temperament comes out of them again, right? It's sad because, like I said, everything I say is for a reason. I feel this perception is now imprinted in you, and that's going to be hard to change. And maybe this is why it does need a bit of patience here, especially if you are a good communicator, especially if you are someone that's always open to compromise, especially if you are someone that, you know, normally, if anything, you take other people's emotion on board more than yourself. You want to make sure that's being reciprocated with any dynamic you let into your life. Okay, let's confirm these. So what are you focusing on compromise, making amends with? Okay, that's beautiful. Queen of Cups, and as I was reading this, I was feeling this was more internal for the right collective. You could have a connected water sign, doesn't need to be female, but that themselves are quite emotionally balanced. Don't think it's this person. Very psychically inclined, very intuitive, compassionate, loyal, but I feel this is more of an internal thing. However you're seeing this situation, you have a real sense of center, and I kept saying however many times, find your center in this situation. If you are really like this and this is something you are embodying and you're starting to thrive in, you would be feelers on for anything that makes you like this, especially because you're very intuitive and psychically inclined, right? She is my spiritual queen, our Queen of Cups. And I just feel for you, and this is probably why you are someone that, you know, always looks for compromise or trying to find solutions or trying to fix things that are broken. It's like through life you've learned it's beautiful to fix things that are broken if it's a mutual thing, but you can't fix things with the opposing parties that aren't in the same mind frame of wanting to fix things, right? Some people just love chaos, right? Honestly, some people just love chaos. This collective, nah. And that's where I think you're on the fence with, do I compromise with this? Or is this really a lost cause? Is this something I just have to kind of walk away from and trust, because you're a spiritual king, if it's meant to be, it'll align in the right way? Because I just feel this collective right now, you're not feeling comfortable in this energy, like externally, but internally, that's magic, right? Maybe it's taken you a long time to find your balance. It's hard when you're very spiritual and very emotionally connected. You would be an empath. You would have so much empathy and understanding to others. So easy to just always lean in that very feminine, emotional lack of logic towards things, because you guys do. You see things glass half full, if not overflowing. You find positivity and optimism in everything, right? But sometimes you need to rein that in and find the balance of emotion, intuition with your logic, because otherwise you just keep repeating patterns. And this collective, just whatever your outlook is right now with this, you're seeing things in a beautiful way, okay? All right, this Fool in reverse. You don't want to make mistakes from the past. You don't want friction in your life. That's good. Okay, you're readjusting. So again, that 10 of Wands in reverse. Maybe this is a situation that has created burdens for so long in you. And maybe you're also someone, pillar of strength for everyone else. When it comes to you, you can walk through life with all of these wands and let nobody in to help you, right? I feel this collective, you're starting to shift this about yourself. But this is such a good card about priorities, getting things in the right place that's needed, right? You have got such a microscope over this. You don't want to feel burdened again. And I felt that as I was reading this energy, where I think in the past you would have just fallen short. Your empathy, your loving nature, your compassionate nature, this behavior or not, I think you would have, fallen short. I want one more for that. Oh my gosh. So you've got a cosmic trigger over. The cosmos are at play in your life right now. So even with these two, so the next 3 to 4 weeks, the next 3 months for you are very, very important. But you're reevaluating all your plans in life. You have a new perspective. This is about having patience, but I think anything that's creating stress and overwhelm, you're wanting to reduce, right? This would just be an inner knowing thing. You probably don't even realize where it's coming from. You've clearly been learning some powerful lessons. Now, I think for so long, when it's come to having patience, I have a feeling for the right collective, you would have patience for things that weren't making you feel good, right? I just have to wear, I just have to this, I just have to that. It'll cut, but there's something shifting here. I always say when we want change, we need to create it. If we keep craving the things that make us feel like this, we're choosing not to change the direction of it. I think your patience and understanding for the right collective has been in the wrong areas for a while. But now I feel you're being more patient and understanding with yourself, right? I think you're in an emotional flow right now. You're not in any kind of acceleration or just focusing on, you know, you're trying to really find that center. And because you are being more patient and understanding with yourself, again, there's a reason you still, although I think you are seeing it right, it's still going. You're still trying to find understanding here, but you're not budging this time, which is very... Oh, I was talking to myself, but as we said it, I said, what's this divine aid with this? Patience, not rushing things, not moving with impulse, not moving with passion, right? You are starting to learn here. And you know what's funny? Look at that. You've got a progression, but quite a childish energy, especially if this is external. If you've had someone that's treated you like this, right? And then through certain endings always approach like this, very kind of lustful, very kind of charming, still very rebellious, doesn't like being told what to do, put them in a corner, this comes out, right? And you've had patience and understanding over this situation, this is where your subconscious is being revealed. You're starting to understand what you deserve. And of course, that would make anybody feel restless, a lack of faith. Am I being foolish in this? Why do I keep accepting behavior like this, right? The cosmos are trying to teach you something here. And even internally about rushing decisions. You don't need to rush anything. Whatever's meant to be, it will not pass you by. And if you have had damage and friction, that takes a while to build and trust in again. If there's not consistency, if you can't depend on the energy doesn't feel safe, it's never going to work, right? Very shameless. This can be very shameless. This is an energy that's impacted an ending here. I want one more. You're seeing clearly. It's good. Seven of Swords in reverse. So they come in. I'm seeing it already. You clearly deserve, from whatever this external party is, right? That you had quite a painful ending here, that you weren't seeing things emotionally clear. You were burdened by it. It was really accelerating lack of faith because it just wasn't coming through the right way. This collective for so long, whatever this behavior was, there was clearly things that needed to be spoken on a deep level. You were wanting to see some form of remorse. You were wanting to see if this unworkable energy, you could find some form of strategy or some form of something to come back on the same page. You could have even been waiting for a confession here, right? But there was something, because you were waiting on this, because you had an expectation of this, you're psychically inclined, so maybe you always just envisioned this would come through, but then you were being met with this kind of behavior, but you kept excusing it. Right now, this collective, you ain't excusing it no more. You ain't this would be so triggering. So if this did come through this way again, right? Oh. I feel that you're really on the fence. Is this just a lost cause? But maybe you're Queen of Cups. You're trying to have empathy and understanding. But again, one of the biggest things I was feeling, anything that's making you feel this way, you were like, nope, you don't want that burden, right? So the cosmos have got a hold of this. And this is why they're making you really evaluate emotion as well. All right, what's your breakthrough? The Storm, Six of Swords in reverse. You're starting to get an epiphany. You're seeing things clearly. Maybe you always thought through tough conversations that you guys could finally move on from the past, right? You're starting to realize. You're seeing this very, very logically. This is a storm. Every time this comes near me, things just feel bad to work. Talking to myself. Six of Swords in reverse came out underneath Ace of Swords. You're seeing things realistically. Whatever this energy is, storm brewing, it is terrible. It makes you feel unstable. Things always get bad to worse. So clearly from what you have witnessed has been no healing, right? But then I did stop myself because I'm speaking more of these cards of your internal focus, but I have to say it, it's coming to my mind, especially with this cosmic trigger. You do have Seven of Swords in reverse here, and you do have Ace of Swords. The right collective, you could have just recently had some form of reveal that's come through, right, externally, some form of truth, some form of confession, but storm straight away. You started to see through the veil of something, right? Now, for me to even have a feeling that this could have maybe happened, and I will get more cards, maybe this is something you're being prepared for as well. But if you had some form of confession reveal and it just got terrible, and then you were met with childish behavior like this, and someone that just chucked a tantrum, I'm hearing like the ghost and blocks. Oh God. Let's get one for this Page of Wands. I'm going to sneeze. It's in my nose. Oh wait. No, it's gone. As I kept going, I was feeling very heavy love energy. So this Nine of Swords, Two of Cups, it's upright. So whoever this person is, you could have really put them in the category of a soulmate or a soul connection tied to your soul contract. You felt in synergy and in sync with this person once upon a time, but I don't think this kind of energy is in sync and in synergy with you unless you know yourself. You can chuck some tantrums and kind of be very inflexible with certain things. But again, I can't see how you would have come up as a Queen of Cups, but maybe you do embody that a bit yourself. You've been working on it. But again, let's take internal behavior. Externally, it's an energy that needs to be redirected. So I do think this collective, whatever the case, I think you've had a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of anxiety and fear. And me personally, I really allocate this as a little bit of victim mentality, because we're choosing to hold on. We're choosing to hold on to the pain, the painful memories. We're choosing to hold on to the burdens, the ones. We're choosing to hold on to this. We just don't want to let it go, right? When we start to realize it's our choice to cage ourselves in this kind of excessive emotion, especially caging ourselves in excessive emotion, but then saying, oh no, but it's my soulmate, it's my twin flame, it's a soul connection, it's just rubbish, right? When you guys start to really realize this and say, I don't want these swords over my mind anymore, I choose to let go. It's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be painful, but I choose to drop these wands. I choose to not feel this way. I'm going to start focusing on things I love. I'm going to get myself back out there, let it be meeting new friends, courses, whatever it is. This collective, you've clearly made a choice here to drop these wands, right? So yes, you've had help with cosmic acceleration right now, but whenever there's cosmic acceleration, especially what you're being cosmically accelerated with, deep evaluation, right? Seeing things clearly that create endings in your life, endings in this dynamic. I can't see this collective excusing the same behavior, right? Especially if this did come in and you're starting to realize, I'm seeing this so differently right now. Or it could be approaching. You're being prepared for something here, especially over the next 3 months. First card, feeling strung along, and this is what you see this Knight of Wands. He can be a little bit of a player, shameless flirt, right? So your middle row, this seeing things clearly, divine aid through endings. One thing around your heart space, you don't want to feel like an option. You don't want to feel strung along. You don't want to be questioning everything about this dynamic, right? And again, if they did approach this way, oh gosh, I'm going to have to get my movement deck next, see if you've had movement here. Healthier choices. Good. Definitely. 10 of Wands in reverse is you're making healthier choices. In love, in life, self-care, being happier. Like I said, you're starting to realize this is my choice to hold on to these swords. I don't want to do it no more. I'm not going to let someone that makes me feel strung along make me obsess, that blocks me. This is a kind of obsession, focusing out, addictive thought pattern, right? Codependent on it, obsession, possession, has a block. This was restraining you, it was blocking you. So I feel you're letting go of obsession. I'm going to be honest. I will confirm. There's a reason I said this, right? Collective, you're choosing to be happier. You're definitely trying anyway, right? You got to remember, you're presenting like this. So there's an emotional center over you. You're not extreme highs and lows, wallowing. Rah, rah, rah. You are finding peace. Very beautiful. Let's just get one more for your top row and I'll confirm these. Two more. Oh gosh, I wasn't seeing that on here. For some reason I don't feel you guys were engaged, not with this, like there's nothing here about deep commitment with this person. I know you've got Two of Cups. Maybe this is something more you thought would happen in this dynamic. Could have been spoken about, but this is around your heart space. There's some form of focus on this for the right collective, but golden mirror, and I'm seeing this all over it. Do I think this person's a narcissist? No. Do I think that they have some pretty shameless kind of personality traits? Yes. Can they present self-absorbed? 100%. You can see it through this. And I wouldn't say love bombing, but this is a lot of intensity coming towards someone, right? And again, shameless kind of flirt. So I do think that this person, they can let passion lead the way. Very lustful kind of energy, like I said before. But I do think right now, this mirror is it's in deep reflection for you. And I'm hearing this. And you don't have to tap it. What you're focusing on, you're definitely noticing details, but I do feel there's some form of evolution. For you to have two cosmic triggers, actually, I'm not going to speak too soon. I've got it. Let's just get this out first. Because it seems like you're finding a lot of strength here. Okay. Oh. So around your heart space, there is passion still here. Insane chemistry, lacking each other equally, but you're not null and voiding the rest. Where I think for so long, because there was so much passion and chemistry, even though this person was making you feel strung along, it's like you were ignoring the flags, right? Remember, the right collective, you're going through an internal breakthrough. You're going through an internal Ace of Swords. Healthier choices. You're not blinded by passion anymore. Heart with the key. You want the right love in your life, right? You want to welcome, and this is around your heart space. So through your healthier choices, through you choosing self-love, self-care, being happier, you're welcoming the right love, meeting the one. You're going to open your heart again, getting together. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, this one here, I don't feel that's you guys. I think that's what you've let go of, but let's confirm. Photograph, someone reminiscing, looking at your photos. So if it hasn't been you looking at someone's photos, and by the looks of it, it hasn't for the right collective, looking at your photos, missing your nostalgia, wanting to make new memories, I have a feeling, stop myself from saying it, I feel that's this Page of Wands in reverse, Knight of Wands, lightning. So it could be coming through. So again, you've either just had this shock revelation, watch from the beginning, we're probably still on part one, but sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany. Through an upheaval could create a transformation. Through someone that stabbed you in the back. The right collective, you believe that, especially through this cosmic trigger, not believe, you know, you should be having a Seven of Swords in reverse here with this person, not a Knight of Wands. You know there's deeper things that need to be spoken and addressed, right? So again, this person here, golden mirror, obsessed with you, looking at your photos, shocking things are about to come in. They stabbed you in the back. There was deception, betrayal here. So this is why the cosmos are playing with you so much. You've got something important, very important. And if it has just happened, be patient. Be patient right now. Don't rush your decision. Again, you bloody Queen of Cups. I was so back and forth with this, wanting to make compromise, avoiding conflict, or is it a lost cause? that's a tough row. It's a tough row. Let's get one more. Oh, I did it again. So I wanted one more for this. I like you, romance is blooming, but fun, flirting, wanting to date, Knight of Wands. But remember, stabbed in the back, you need a revelation here. And then under engagement, Mirror came out. So the right collective around your heart space, whatever this engagement energy, engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union, you and whoever's truly connected to you will have to break it down. You're mirroring each other with this. So this is something you both would be... Unless you've met someone new and you guys have been talking about this already. Hold on. I want one more for this, and I want one more for healthier choices. Heart with a key. Oh, too many. Twin flame, but snake at the bottom. Oh, God. Being fussy. There we go. Sunglasses. Someone's watching. So you haven't... This energy's not present. They're watching. It could be that person. Watching, looking, stalking, but gaslighting. Focusing out. Another one of obsession. Their perception's shifting here. I want one more for healthier choices and heart with a key. You got a phoenix. New phase, rekindle, renew, transform, growth, change mind. You're definitely going through something. Your perception, main collective, your focus. Let's just say hypothetical. These two are this person. You're still seeing them in Knight energy and Page of Wands in reverse. So to have a phoenix, I always say that new phase, it comes through growth. This collective, you haven't seen growth, right? So we've had so many collectives of recent breaking cycles, preparing for new cycles. I have a feeling you're a collective that's on the verge of breaking something that's been holding you back for a while, but you need to see things clearly. You need to be patient. You need to not rush things. But let's confirm. First, I just want to confirm that lightning energy and the Seven of Swords in reverse energy. Okay. So I'm just going to pull, just at the moment, I just want to pull 3 cards. If confession, communicate, or yes come out, that means it's already in, right? If not, we'll roll a dice. Hold on, let's just see. No, I don't think it's in yet. No, definitely not in just yet. This makes sense with your perception. So right now, the right collective, I'm about to see what's coming. Mercury retrograde, could have this one, the last Mercury, like the last one, the one, but there's something about Mercury retrograde in your dynamic. Don't make it fit. You would have had some form of acceleration because you had the 3 months. There's something here about 3 months ago, something started brewing, right? I know Mercury retrograde wasn't that far back, was it? Anyway, so last Mercury retrograde or whatever, there was some form of communication issues that clearly didn't go under review. Again, main collective, look at your focus. You still would feel used by this person. What we were describing about your energy and how you're giving, and again, how they're coming out in your focus, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse, lustful, childish, temper tantrums, like you're viewing this situation, and it would make sense if they've done a lot. This collective, through the cosmic trigger, a 7 of Swords in reverse needs to be delivered, not a Knight of Wands. There's things here you felt used, and you got the strung along with the key on a ring, right? So right now as you're watching this is still here. There hasn't been things under review. You're still feeling used by this energy and this person. Addiction. So I know the addictions came out and I was saying the obsession, but they could actually struggle with addictions. So unless you yourself are trying to break through certain problems with addictions, gambling, bad finances. I smell this person all over this though, right? This just really lines up with your tarot. So that light, they're preparing you for that lightning. Let's now confirm. Hold on, I'm going to put these back in to see if they come out. All right. What's coming forward with this lightning for collective? You want to hope that confession comes out with this, because otherwise, anyway, let's see. Oh, that's wanting to spy. They're definitely in your energy right now. Okay, your intuition. So your Queen of Cups right now, and I felt it as I was reading you. You're so on the money with something, right? There's something you're really on top of at the moment. That's a good card. So I'll have to see what confirms it. But opening up your heart, it'll help you attract more love. Maybe this situation does start to open your heart again, but intuition. Don't the red flags, because they'll come and bite you on the bum later. Okay, so right now, because you're in Queen of Cups, if you're really needing to trust gut instinct and inner knowing with what's coming next, you would be getting confirmation how onto it you are with your intuition. So you would have had moments over the past few days. Let it be, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but you're watching a movie and you know what they're about to say, or you've just started a movie, you already know what the ending's going to be like. Say you're thinking of a song that comes on next on your playlist. Say you're on your scroll, you're doing intuition tests, or those pick a door, whatever, you know, those things, and you're just getting everything, all those things that come up and they're like, guess the number, and you would be taking a moment to be like, oh my God, my intuition's onto it right now. You think of someone that pop up on your phone. The right collective, I'm hearing this specifically. It's a detail to tie you to this. You would have had a moment. The universe is trying to show you how powerful you are with sight and inner knowing, right? We always talk about this. Intuition is different to overthinking. Whatever this situation that is coming towards you, you need to trust your gut instinct. It's going to last about 5-10 seconds. When this person pops up, whatever is said, what do you feel in that moment? Write it down. And by the time you start writing it down, you're going to start over processing, right? It's good to turn back to when your mind's starting to send havoc, because the universe is trying to show you you are so on the money with things, but when you start overthinking, you can create that 10 of Wands, that Fool in reverse, the restlessness within, okay? So whatever this situation that's coming, trust your gut. Remember, intuition doesn't fight with the mind. Oh, but give me a sign if I should do this. Oh, but what about this? What if I just wait for this? Show me with this. Turning to you, whatever the case, that is your old belief system. They're trying to show you this does not serve you. It sends havoc, right? Pets. Your pets right now, because you have 2 cosmic triggers over you, they would be acting so different. Another thing you would have taken notice of, right? Their routine, their eating habits, where they're sleeping. Are they giving you more love? Are they staying away from you right now? Pets is another important detail, and you could have a detail to align you with pets and this person, or you could be getting a pet. But I more feel with the energy that's activating around you, you're getting signs. You're getting signs. Okay, let's get one more for your top row. Water sign, emotion running high. But you could be a water sign, or this person could be a water sign. But cups in tarot, months. So this has been brewing, watch from the beginning, the past few months, to prepare you for the next 3 months. Doesn't need to be rushed. Okay, let's confirm these. Is that bloody spy again? Opening up your heart. Oh, you got 2 here. Date night and manifestation. Prepare to be wined and dined. You want to hope confession's coming up under this or this water, because otherwise that's just a mess. That's a lesson. I always say when this is single standing, or they'll be back without communicate confession, it is a dry Knight of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse approach. Watch from the beginning. But for it to be under manifestation with open up your heart to this, that's not bad. That's not bad. Get ready to be wined and dined. Maybe this is why that compromise and everything's going to be playing on you. But again, it doesn't need to be rushed. This guardian angel. You got it. So it came up underneath intuition, right? So you, when this, everything I say is for a reason, whatever comes out of this person's mouth, your intuition's going to be on fire. On fire. So I ain't going to lie. This row is really good. Like it's just with the collective's focus. I'm going to have to see this person and their energy, how the universe views them. I'm going to do that in a second because I think maybe it's the scarring of that Page of Wands in reverse. Yes, this was very alarming, that middle row. There's been some damage here, but what was around that was beautiful. Thank God you've got confession here next to this. Clearly some truths coming to the table, but again, it's underneath your intuition, red flags for a reason, right? I want one more for that, actually. Oh, moving. You could be moving, this person could be moving. Or if you lived with this person, right? And everything that's stabbed in the back. There's some energy about engagement, but remember when that came out and I was like, but I wasn't really feeling that through this. Like there was nothing, 4 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. There was nothing about you guys with building a foundation in your tarot that you were really focusing on. But you could have, especially if you guys were talking about engagement. But as well, this card, and I don't normally notice it, but I'm hearing it, so I'm going to say it. Change of residence, moving in with your partner. Remember the first 3 cards, because you've got a lesson here when we pulled these. Feeling used, bad finances, addictions, and communication issues with that car. I'm looking at that car. Just be not rushing anything. You're preparing something for 3 months. Now, I know this might sound very, but it's come to my mind. This person, especially if you felt used by the past, you don't want to put yourself back in that situation. You've got a cycle repeating. This person really could be going through financial destruction or in the midst of moving. They could really play the symphony. What's the I was about to say symphony. The, what am I trying to say? Pull on your heartstrings, pretty much. Want your sympathy. Maybe not completely say, oh, can I move in with you? But they might try and plant some seeds because you're a Queen of Cups, your compassion, your empathy. Don't be rushing this. There's something about living arrangements with this confession that your intuition's going to be going off. Don't rush things. That was a huge part of this. That Knight of Wands you're getting a lesson with as well internally. Okay, so you had a shorter-lived romance. That's what I was feeling. Unless you're one of those collectives that you just went 0 to 100 very quickly and started living with each other. Even if it wasn't official, you're just spending every single day with each other. But, so you guys broke up in a honeymoon phase. You could have actually shared a pet here, though. Or there's something about pets and you and this person, but shorter-lived romance, honeymoon phase. This is also a card of attending someone's wedding, just as a detail. Maybe you're worried about what you're going to do with your pets, just as a detail, especially if you have to travel to go to this wedding. I want one more for that. Okay, whatever this situation was, there could have been health issues that are right, but I'm feeling the mental anguish, especially the first part. Now that I'm seeing this, I genuinely feel this collective, you guys could have really been planning a lot of things, and it just kind of, it feels like you're one of my cut and run collectives. And when everything started to fall apart, it just, I felt it with that Queen of Cups. I feel like it took you a long time to get to that place of emotional balance, right? But as well, I am hearing there could have been, or there could be, some health things that are coming to the surface. Now, I don't want to say it. I am hearing it. Maybe you're stressing. Maybe one of your fur babies is a little bit... or you have some fear they're a little bit ill, right? And maybe this is why you don't want to travel if you are planning on going somewhere. Okay. Water sign. Oh, emotions are definitely going to be running high. Bewitched. Feeling bewitched. This is my magic card, but I think it's more confirming the energy that's going to overtake you. So just this card. Out of everything here, I feel like this is the most important one. I think this is part of your lesson. To not get bamboozled, but we will see. I'm about to see the universes. Actually, I'm going to do that now. Distance. There really could be distance. I just quickly want to see the universe's perspective on this person, because again, they're coming out not the best in your energy, and you've got some okay cards here. That's good. Compromise, forgive, work it out. Hold on. Talking to myself. I just want to see quickly how the universe sees this person. Then I want to see this person's perspective towards you in this situation before we keep going, because yeah, I'm 50-50 with this one. All right, this is how the universe sees... Oh, gosh. That's good. They could be going through some internal lessons right now. Stop it. That's not good. Oh, good. These two, beautiful. When I saw this isn't a terrible card, but when I'm seeing an energy like your dynamic where there's been friction and cycles, I do not like to see this, or that Knight of Wands. Yes, this is a card of healing. He's slower moving because he's healing along the way. I always say all of our cup suits, they're intuitively, psychically inclined. They're very gifted. But this one can be a little bit of a charmer and a charismatic Casanova. Bit of a bamboozler, right? But with these two here, clear, purge, transformation, a metamorphosis, going through rebirth, regenerating themselves literally through internal lessons and internal chaos, they really are healing and progressing, which is really good. Now, we do have another card here of proposal. There is something for the right collective, which I'm still... it's a detail here, because it's come out now in a couple of decks. There is something you're mirroring as well when it comes to this energy. Now, it doesn't have to be actual proposal, although in this it says it really is, but offer. I do think this person is really reflecting more on an emotional, compassionate, heartfelt energy towards you, right? But it's evolving. It's evolving. Now, this person as well, they could be more... Actually, just yet, but maybe I should, because it could still be emotional maturity. Whenever I see pages or knights, as we're talking about an energy or perception, it's very young to me. It feels like this person could be quite young, but also maybe emotionally they're still developing healing along the way, right? You've got to remember this collective, you're seeing them as a page of wands in reverse and a knight of wands. So, but I do think they're going through a transformation, and I always say anyone can change if they want to change. But I do think they've been resisting change for so long. I do think for a long time this person was trying to, or maybe they just were self-unaware and they weren't noticing things that needed to be evaluated and to go within. Until you become self-aware, there's no hope, right? It's funny because this card specifically says delaying the inevitable. And again, I think this person's been pushing back soul transformation for so long, delaying the inevitable. But I also think whatever this connection is, again, you've got two cosmic triggers. Let it be it's just meant to be a cycle that's closed out of your contract. Let it be it is something that's meant to come in. You guys are bound to each other's cycles. If you're having cosmic triggers, there's something that needs to be solved. When it comes, to your contracted energy, which we'll tap into. So whatever the case, maybe this has felt very stalled. The right collective, you've had a lot of lack of faith here, but this isn't bad. Let's get one more for their top row. Like, they're good. So maybe it's come from insecurities in the past. Maybe this person, unfortunately, they could present with a big bravado, the charming, the lustful, over the top Knight of Wands, but really internally they don't see themselves. They need to work on their self-worth. Right now, this person, the universe is seeing that they're undervaluing themselves. They're not aligning with the right people, right situations. There's something here about their self-worth that they need to accelerate and kind of work on, their internal confidence, but standing up for what they deserve. They're finding a voice finally. So there's clearly things going on in their life which would have this energy under reflection for them. I am undervaluing myself. This literally says working too hard for free. Maybe their job, whatever it is, bad finances, watch the whole thing. There's something that's making sure it's in evaluation for them. I do feel this person wants to be better. Again, they're going through a clear and purge, going through some form of metamorphosis. And you guys, in an odd way, I kept bringing that up in your tarot about, I didn't use the words undervaluing yourself, but I kept saying Queen of Cups energy that's hard to align with, right? People kind of take advantage of a nice energy like that if they're not spiritually, emotionally aligned. Okay, let's confirm these. Oh, that is good. Sorry, that's a good progression. It didn't come out, but you got Knight of Wands in reverse. No, Page of Wands in reverse, Knight of Wands upright. They're presenting as a Page of Cups upright from a Page of Cups in reverse, manipulative, obsession, childhood woundings, right? So you're seeing them in the Knight suit. You're not trusting in their Cup suit. You're a Queen of Cups. You're psychically, intuitively kind. You're seeing this person leads with passion and impulse. They themselves are very spiritually and psychically inclined. They're very aligned emotionally to you, right? But you don't see it because they hide it with their lack of confidence, right? It's all a bravado for them. So this is why you would see them in the wand suit. Universe is seeing them evolution of their cup suit. So this is what they're evolving from. And of course you would have felt manipulated by this person. You felt strung along. They were blocked. I want one more for that. So just with you and them, we've got a progressional energy. Page, Knight, Queen of Cups. That's good. Are they where they need to be? Clearly not. And this is something you need patience with. They're still sitting in a Knight's energy. But it's a big step from that. One more. Okay, things are developing, Three of Wands, but I do think this person's still thinking a little bit small. They're still a little bit restricted. Things are feeling quite stuck in their life. This is how the universe is seeing them, right? So it's like, I'm seeing that one step forward, two steps back, but these two are really good here. There's something they're clearly a little bit blinded to in their life. But I do think they're going through big developments. I actually genuinely do. But slow and steady. You can't rush it. Anyone that's been on a healing journey, it can't be rushed. It takes years. And I always say we're forever healing, but it takes a long time. Oh, this is good. So through this is, I'm getting a bit soft for this person. Through this clear and purge, this transformation, right? Their rebirth, the regret, the emotional baggage, the past life trauma. Talking to myself, I wanted one more for this. I was saying it's nice, the same cosmic trigger that you're going through. So your cosmic trigger to drop your wands and your Fool in reverse, they've got the exact same one over their clear, the reevaluating. And remember that deviation I said for you, this collective, you've had so much patience with external things, just now starting to put that patience into yourself, right? I feel them reevaluating their plans, new perspective, because look what they got, how they weren't patient. It's like you guys are switching. They're reflecting on their impatience with you. Now you're starting to reflect on having more patience with yourself, right? There's something going on soulfully here. It's good. But they're in the midst of a new perspective, reevaluating their plans right now as well. All right. Okay, so this is the internal lessons, the lack of effort. How they didn't put anything stagnant, aimless, the one step forward, two steps back. How they thought this just wasn't worth the effort. The King of Cups, you guys have got the whole suit. The Page, Knight, Queen, and King. But they were seeing it in a King of Cups in reverse, and that's why you would see them as a Page of Wands in reverse. Kind of sums it up. Overly emotional, moody, repressed, self-focused, right? Focusing on their own inner feelings, their overly emotional, manipulative ways. This is very good. This is very good. But this is what they're going through internal emotion with. They're starting to take accountability. Doesn't mean you need to rush anything, because look, they're not upright here. I'm still sticking to, I think this person's in Knight energy, but there's evolution happening. But one really beautiful thing for your dynamic, you're in the cup suit. So you're emotionally aligned. So that Two of Cups, that I was like, oh, this doesn't seem like a Two of Cups. You would be. In a nod, you're not completely there. But the fact the universe is seeing them in cup suits, the fact you've come out as a Queen of Cups, emotionally, if balanced within one another, finding compromise, you could really be that emotional equal Two of Cups energy, right? You would see things and feel things the same way when not facing each other with emotional blocks and armor. I definitely think spiritual, emotional evolution is taking place here. Oh, good. So they are seeing clearly. So there is something in their life they're starting to realize. Seven of Cups in reverse. They're undervaluing themselves. They've got to start standing up for what they deserve, right? They know there's something about their insecurities that needs to be worked on, clearly because of the way that they can treat people. Maybe they're starting to understand this is coming from, unfortunately, a low sense of self. And this collective, that's one of the things you're accelerating, a high sense of self right now, self-love, self-care. So again, kind of shows a soul energy. There's a lot of things you're going through that are ricocheting through them right now, because you're not focusing on them, you're focusing on self, right? I say that's what those magical threads are for. You don't need to be in the same room to impact one another. But they're finally taking action, they're focused, they're seeing things clearly. They're in a very decisive energy when it comes to this. That's good. This isn't bad. It seems like evolution. It's nice. Last one. But they're still holding back a little bit. Ace of Cups in reverse. So look at all the intuitive energy here, but they're still, their intuition's still a little bit blocked. And another very big lesson, that was the one card that kept sticking out for me. Trust your intuition right now. Another thing, by trusting self, it's going to ricochet into them. You got the Ace of Swords, they've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. And I said in that logic versus intuition. But right now, they're still not where they need to be. You've got something preparing you for the next 3 months. Sticking to what I said at the start, there's a reason you've got compassion, understanding, and through this compromise and avoiding conflict here. You don't want to start fire, and it makes sense. So it's not something that should be, they're evolving, but slowly, right? But they're still holding back, they're repressed, they're starting to tune into their intuition, but learning to take care of themselves with self-love, right? This is something they need to work on to be the best version of themselves. And I always say, until we can fill up our own cup, we can't fill up anyone else's cup. And anyone that keeps accepting someone that's only pouring drops into their cup, that's, and I'm saying this in the nicest way, that's your fault at the end of the day. People show you who they are, but you can't hold anger and resentment trying to make this person pour all of this stuff in your cup when they're showing you they don't have the capability of doing it. It's your choice, that Nine of Swords, watch from the beginning, to excuse it. So I just from seeing this, I think there's something coming here that if not hit on acceleration and a huge upheaval, like I actually think this could be beneficial for maybe coming back to the same page with this person. But again, biggest thing, you don't need to rush anything here. All right, let's see their perspective on things. I'm going to get a different deck. All right, so when they're thinking about you, what's stirring up? Oh, that's good. Moon in reverse, so they're releasing fear, anxiety, breaking free from certain illusions. That's good. But 10 of Wands upright. So you're now finally starting to drop your wands. 10 of Wands in reverse. Watch from the first part. They are feeling burdened, but they're releasing anxiety with this. So maybe they've been burdened for a very long time. There's something clearly about this person's bravado that... Again, the way that they present in your energy, especially with that Knight of Wands, that would present so confident. I don't think you've realized how much this has burdened them. Are they at the point of completely dropping the wands, though? I know you've got that confession coming through, and I know you've got this here, but... I still think this really overwhelms them. You've got to remember they're still kind of paused on that Knight of Cups energy. So I don't think they're seeing everything clearly, but that's a good leading card. Oh, so they really are thinking about marriage and engagement. Watch from the beginning. It's really on their mind when it comes to you. It plays at them. That's come up in so many decks now. So stability, wedding, partnership, the action coming forward, the foundation. This is also a card of community and prosperity as well. But just the theme of the engagement ring with the mirror, this is something that plays on their mind. So you didn't get anything about a focus of foundation in your energy. And I keep bringing it up. That's odd, because that's not something, unless you've really let go of the past, this collective, because I think this is something that plays on them. It really feels like a shifting energy here. The confession, but both ways, so they haven't made their mind up. So 7 of Swords upright, maybe the false pretenses, bit of a cowardly approach when it came to you, their mask, certain deceit. There has to be deceit if they need to confess something, even if it's just hidden emotion, but they still haven't made their mind up here. But it's playing on them. It's playing on them. So your cosmic trigger with the Knight of Wands or the confession, that'll come down to how they approach. It reminds me of that energy. They know what they need to do, but it's like, just because the cosmos are at play here, there's a lesson for you both to learn, right? It might be this, or it might be a Knight of Wands approach. And if it's a Knight of Wands approach, this collective, you know what you need to do. So I wonder what they're fretting about with that. So this is what they're releasing fear with. Maybe you have put up boundaries with this person. If they've got a lot of insecurities, I find in people with a lot of insecurities, they can hear things that aren't even being said. So if you gave a little bit of tough love or this, it could have made a mountain out of a molehill, right? You know when you're having a conversation with someone and they think you've said something, you're like, I didn't even say that. And they're like, yeah, you did. It's like people's brain just hears what they want to hear. And I feel this collective, when it comes to this person, there's clearly things which I think they took really to heart and never opened up about it again, presented as that Knight of Wands, nothing was affecting them, right? Now, I do think they understand for this to work, they're really going to have to hold the line, and there has to be a lot of consistency and endurance to fix this, but they're releasing fear over it, where for maybe so long they thought, Maybe they thought there wasn't even potential to fix this. But it's like there's something that they're starting to understand with things that have been done here, especially because they're focusing on this Seven of Swords. This needs effort, right? But when it comes to the faith of this direction, there's more strength. They're not sitting in an illusion, which is good. 10 of Wands. Oh, okay. So the addictions. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. A little bit excessive here. But again, that their lack of worth, undervalue. So it could be how they undervalued you as well. Because I remember when I was reading Universe's part and I stopped and I said something about you guys and your part when that came out, how you're reflecting a lesson in your own right. This is really burdening them in their own life. So of course they'd be thinking about what happened in your dynamic as well. But insecurities are definitely coming up for them. I want one more. Oh, you know what I was about to say? Especially if you are very financially secure as well. 6 of Wands came out. This is my card of fame, right? Burdening them and comparing. Maybe you knock their confidence a little bit. This is my card of standing center stage, right? Triumph, victory, success. Literally my card of fame. So you would be someone, because again this burdens them and it goes to how they feel about themselves. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, not achieving the things they should in life. Yes, they could be understanding that they have the potential to do this, which is beautiful, especially if they're finding their confidence. But I feel they're comparing to you. You would be very successful in whatever you do. You would stand center stage. You would glow, right? Don't have to be famous, but you would be noticed. And they definitely notice you, right? And I think it's a comparison thing sometimes that knocks their confidence a little bit. Kind of that energy. Why would you want me? Especially if they don't see themselves. Especially if they've taken things you've said to heart and haven't even voiced it and created a mountain out of a molehill in their mind. Very good pairing. Ties in with this. They know they need to put dedicated effort into this. They need to really, really work hard to achieve this with you. And let's go back to community here, prosperity. I think there's something with them. You're pushing them to be the best version of themselves. I think perspective, they've clearly seen you start to thrive and dedicate to your community, your foundation, whatever path it is. And I always say the right love inspires us to grow. So when they're looking at you in this situation, it's not even just you, but look at it's like you're encouraging them to be better, right? They're noticing greatness in you and what you've created, master of your craft with something, right? But again, the dedication they need to start putting into themselves, life, this connection, that's beautiful. Oh my God, I was talking to myself. So I said, I wonder what's going to come out for this. 2 of Wands both ways. They haven't made the decision of how they're going to approach you. They know how they need to approach you, but there's something about a little bit of lack of worth here. Oh God, I want one more. So that means you guys, through this cosmic energy, even though you're in crossroads, there's free will at play in your, well, there's always free will at play, but there's decisions you need to make individually. There's something here that has not been, it's like that's not set in stone just yet, right? And what came out, this is why you had intuition with confession. And what else was with it? Moving, the moving. Let's get one more. What's the bet you get the mystery card in your soul contract? I feel that's the mystery there. Oh God. 4 of Swords with this is not a good energy to be 4 of Swords with. Let's take this into their reflection, right? Because I wanted to confirm this. They are in silence. They are healing through this. They're reconciling things, especially internally, that have created this havoc, but that's not a good outlook. If it was this outlook, beautiful. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, self-focused, shallow, imbalanced, possessive, jealous. They're so worried about the end stop that if certain truths are spoken, they're seeing you as wanting a Four of Wands. Will this end even come through? So they're manipulation, their thought pattern, because they're so focused on what the truth may do to this dynamic, because this is what they're wanting. But that's wrong. That shows the Knight of Cups outlook they're in. They're not completely emotionally developed. So they're not doing it to manipulate you. It's more, well, actually it is. It's to kind of manipulate the end stop, which is just as bad. This is good. They're in this. It's just sad because it's that Knight of Cups energy that would be making them just see this a little bit off right now. And they've got how many cards of obsession? So that possessiveness and the especially towards the outcome. And she's also a perfectionist as well. Especially if they're wanting things to go really well. Let's get one more here. You're in Queen of Cups. They better not do that because you've got the intuition card over Emperor. Maybe they will. I always say you'll know when it's time they'll lock in. Maybe. They're on a crossroads. They're on a crossroads. You'll know. You'll know. They're not here just yet though. Look at how the universe is seeing them. This could take 3. I know I got that purple deck, but I always say that's my movement within a week. This could still take about 3 to 4 weeks. They're not going to jump from a... I just can't see how they're going to approach you. Emperor energy, soothe the chaos, put stability, stand in their authority, their confidence. They just seem like they're really lacking confidence. He's very confident, right? I don't know. They want to. Just know they want to. All right. Let's get the soul contract. Then we'll really tap into intention from this person. We'll get actual emotion cards. And then we'll get tarot with what's coming next. How they will approach. Advice. If they show me. I don't know. It depends how this soul contract bit goes. Okay. Oh, my hair's stuck in it. Why do I feel like I need to cleanse these quickly? Okay, I'm just going to get a few. So what is the universe doing right now? This connection. Oh, there's the soul contract card. So it's definitely being activated. Something with your pact, your agreement, your cycles, your soul contract. Partnership, trust. Okay, commit, circular cycles. My eyeballs on that. Continuing on. Promise bond number 25. Home. And there is something about actual home right now for the right collective purple deck. But putting in the right roots, structure, framework through boundaries, right? There's something grounding here right now. 25th of April could be an important... Divine intervention. This is why you both have all these cosmic triggers in your energy. It's divine intervention. So you both have deviated off your timeline that much that now divine intervention has had to come in, and that's why you're going through this cosmic triggers alignment to bring something back onto your path, right? Number 16. 16th of April could be important. Divine intervention through perfect timing, duality internally. That Two of Cups energy. Ascension, you'd both be ascending right now. Light codes, as above, so below. What goes up must come down, vice versa. Salem just rang a bell. Okay. Feminine energy. I actually think this is a bit of both of you. I'm not seeing this as external. I'm seeing this as internal energy that's being developed. You, Queen of Cups, them, all those cup suits, certain emotions right now. You're both finally starting to... This collective, you're balancing with your Ace of Swords, where I think for so long you've just been leading with emotion. But I think this person starting to find compassion and understanding with this whole situation. I normally see this as an external influence, but the theme of this reading, it's more the internal energy. All right, let's just confirm these for your contract. Perfect. From tears of sorrow to tears of joy, when you emotionally release and stop chasing after something. This main collective, that's what you're doing. You're finally seeing things the right way, right? Overflowing abundance, tears of sorrow to tears of joy, through a release. Fulfillment is coming through your contract, because this collective, there's a step of you're not chasing after something no more. Emotional release. Number 34. All right, this house, Mother Gaia center. So again, the right structure, framework, balancing your inner and outer worlds, both of you here. Experiencing duality, balance of practicality and spirituality as well. 4-4. You could be seeing a lot of 4-4-4 right now. Divine intervention. What's going on here? Oh, overcoming obstacles and difficulties, the lion energy, centering your heart's devotion, going through self-esteem, which is a huge thing for this person, their pride, their ego, majestic energy, standing in authority, maybe overcoming difficulties, fair and just, devoted, heart-centered. So this is also whatever's coming. There's a reason I wanted to show you and tap into how the universe is seeing them. There's something about you need to be a bit gentle here as well, right? Be understanding that compromise. You've got the right focus, but it's just little tweaks in your energy, especially with how you view them. Everyone can change if they want to change. And I remember saying in that part, it's going to take some time to change that perception, because that's the behavior you've been shown. But this is why this biggest trigger, next 3 months, you don't need to rush it. You both just need to see consistency, dependability, right? 15, 16 as well. Light bulb, epiphany through the right emotion. The lightning bolt in the other deck. An aha moment, discovery, a breakthrough, a reveal, a realization, enlightenment, illumination, divine intervention. 26. Let's get one more overall. Trust in divine timing. The bellows, igniting the flames, but surrender. Trust in divine timing. Soul spark for both of you. A catalyst, igniting, getting things going, fanning the flames. Breathe. Breathe with what comes next. Effort is required. Effort. As we both just said, the reason I said that, maybe that's something you both need to talk about, making the effort. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get these. We're going to get some emotion cards. All right, their perspective, their outlook right now. Oh, first card. I believe it, because they're ruled by cups right now. So they're reflecting on the love, the Four of Wands, all of that energy. I loved you yesterday, I love you still, and I love you always. I will love you always. Oh, good. Enlightenment over reunion. Good. This card, when I see this, see how he's black and white, right, missing you, but the cosmos are coloured and his heart's starting to find colour again. The cosmos are lighting up your person's heart. You may not be together right now, but my heart, very nice. I knew that feminine energy. I knew it. Divine feminine, that's them. They're starting to tap into their feminine, but they could be seeing you as a divine feminine. But I felt that in your contract energy. You're a goddess who healed me and transformed me into my higher self. Transforming. These two, magic. Higher perspective, enlightenment. The truth has been illuminated and I can't hide from what you've shown me, or the cosmos. The force of love, the force of reunion is unstoppable. We'll be together as one. I like this top row. This is nice. Okay, let's just confirm. Perfect. So they're going through isolation, their magical bubble. This is what's making them reflect on this love energy. This is what happens when you guys first activate your isolation period. Oh, that's a good card too. Underneath, missing you. I'm tired of pretending that I'm happy without you. This silence is killing me. The mask is coming down. That's good. I don't mind this collective. This is their avoidance. So now that they're tapping into their compassion and understanding all of their emotion, they can't avoid this anymore. It's good. Alright, dancing in love. Whenever I see this, I actually see you guys, you could have memories of like dancing together and but this is underneath enlightened. I'm surrendering to the cadence of your soul and allowing us to dance in love. Last one, reunion, texting. Soul contract agreement. It's activating. I did it again. Your last card was guided and I said, very good. And it says, my spirit guides are helping assist in this divine connection with new insight. They were pretty good cards, that. Alright, we're going to get emotion. Alright. There could be some heavy stuff coming out because they're ruled by their cups right now, but let's see. Oh, that's that Queen of Pentacles in reverse trying to control the situation. That's not good. Regret. Or maybe it's regret over this. How they tried to keep it simple, avoid the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Page of Wands in reverse. And they tried to keep it simple, uncommitted. They wanted flexibility. They wanted to keep their life uncomplicated. They stayed in their comfort zone, but with regret, sadness, remorse, disappointed, wishing they could change things. Trying to dominate this decision, restricted this decision, demanded certain things. Oh God. Especially if they were trying to keep it simple but yet still trying to keep control of this dynamic. That's not good. That's why you see them as the Wands suits. That's not good. Okay. But this is what they're reflecting on. Shameless. How many times did I say this person's shameless? Their shameless approach to things. This is why, because I was so confused why you see them as the Knights and the universe sees them as the Cups. It's because of the mask that they present with you, or because of the lack of confidence. Their shameless approach. If you don't like it, that's your problem. I do what I want, I say what I want. No empathy, no shame, being very forward, very lustful. Attached. Now they feel they're in limerence, and again they're being ruled by cups. So limerence, fixation, clinging on, and remember all the obsession cards that came out for them. Strong fondness. This feels like love. I can't detach. I'm hooked on. Okay. Anxious. I knew it would be heavy because of, again, all the cups they're sitting in. All right. I'm on the fence if I should get tarot for you guys, because I don't really... Let's see, we'll do it. Okay, so what their next action will be, just advice. It seems like they haven't made that. Anyway, let's see. If the High Priestess comes out, I'm not meant to get tarot. I'll finish with some universal energy, the Twin Flame deck. All right, their next action. I think they're fighting their authenticity. I think they're trying to stay optimistic to come forward. I do think they want to put truth and illumination into this whole situation, but it's that mask, it's bringing that down. It could be a bit of a mixed bag here. Six of Cups, because they want the second chance at love. They want to reignite everything. This is a mixed one. In your purple deck, no matter how it comes through, there's something you need to trust within self. I do think a lot of the emotion that they've been holding back, they want to... It's very 50-50. It feels like one of those half confessions. Just tell you enough to kind of... And it's not them purposely, intentionally trying to manipulate it. Again, it shows back in how the universe is seeing them. It's like they're in that Knight of Cups stagnation, right? It's not coming from an ill intent, because they've got such a focus on this. It's more a scarcity of, you got to remember they're battling with insecurities. It's just again, main thing for you guys, your first part with this cosmic alignment, this is preparing you for the next 3 months, so it doesn't need to be rushed. You guys know me, I'm very free to tell you when an energy feels off or it's manipulative. I don't think this is manipulative. I just don't think they're seeing things the right way. And when we talk about self-awareness and perception, if you can't see it, it's hard, because it's like you can't even get mad at them. But just remember that lion energy over your divine intervention. If you can't be fair and just and diplomatic and centered, heart-centered with this, just put it on simmer, right? They're genuinely wanting this. They'll put in that effort required, consistent effort, right? Maybe this person just wants to feel safe in this dynamic. And I'm not excusing it. I'm just, the theme of this reading just feels like an energy that really wants to feel safe before expressing everything. I feel there's like half things coming, right? Let's get 2 more. Because they're confused. They're focusing on too much, and they are in that attached limerence confusion. So even when they come in, they're going to be confused. This is where your feelers are going to be on. I just think they're focusing on way too many things, and there's so much wishfulness in them that I just feel this collective, because of what you've been through, you could just jump the gun and expect the worst, because unfortunately you've dealt with the worst. You did get the stabbed in the back. It's a tough one. It's the reason your Queen of Cups is being activated underneath that 7 of Wands in reverse. It's tough. World. They are wanting to move on from the sheet. They're wanting a new cycle. They want to offer emotional fulfillment, right? They want to feel it themselves. But I do think they want to close off, and I do think they want to address the past. That's not the issue. It's how they address it, right? Remember, it's a card of achievement, and I think that's where they're going wrong. Really wanting the achievement, the end stop. It's not terrible. They're literally being led with emotion again, right? But it's not the best either. I want one more. Plane taking off. Page of Swords. I'm going to say both way, because the flippant nothing to say, the unanswered questions, but watching in, they got spy so many times. They're going over every little witch detail in their mind, which is sending confusion. I think you need an intelligent approach. But I'm hearing this. They could even bring up things that you thought this person had completely forgotten or took no notice of. Remember, I kept saying I think there's been some things you've said that they've mistaken and created a mountain out of a molehill. I think you might be surprised with some of the things that they voice, and even little details that maybe you yourself have forgotten that they remember. Even that in itself may make you realize that maybe they did care a lot more than they were letting on, right? I just think even some forgotten beautiful things, not even things they've made a mountain out of a molehill, but just certain memories and stuff. I'm hearing that for a reason. I feel this person has held on to a lot, and there's a lot that they've clearly seen that, or remembered, that I think may blow you away, this collective. It's odd because I don't think you're going to mistrust it, but there's something that's still going to accelerate lack of faith in you, and it makes sense. Especially if you're a Queen of Cups, you will feel there's some form of deception if you know it or not. It's going to make you feel uneasy because it's not completely being transparent. But anyway, let's see your advice. Again, if High Priestess comes out wherever, I'm stopping. Seven of Wands in reverse, your very first card of this whole reading, compromise. Avoid the conflict. This could make amends here. Know what is a lost cause maybe with conversation. Watch from the beginning because they're bringing it out again. This could be something very beautiful for this collective, but it's just going to take time. They're telling you again, and you had the Queen of Cups underneath that. I'm hearing that it's safe for you to love. Yeah, don't be rushed, don't be hurtful, there's something about that Lion's energy. If this becomes hurtful, even that Page of Wands for you in reverse, right? Or that Knight of Wands for you with the cosmic trigger, it's not going to be good. If there's hurtful energy, it will create a missed opportunity again. Just another cycle. Divine interventions had to kick in because you guys are so far off your timeline here. So that means you've had cycles prior where you could have maybe come same page, but emotion got the better of both of you. Be careful. Knight of Pentacles. Slow, steady, patience, solid offer. It's going to take time. And even to prove loyalty, it's going to take time. It cannot be rushed. That's the theme of this. It cannot be rushed. Perseverance, both making effort towards one another, and stubbornness. Watch stubbornness. This could really be a point you can overcome the obstacles, right? Overcome the difficulties. You both need to be centered in the heart, and you both need to be in a diplomatic, non-judgmental kind of energy. And if you can't do that, that's your answer, right? It's better to choose silence. That saying, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, right? One more. Okay, love is both way. And we can feel it for this collective. The distrust, the discord, the imbalance, it takes time. Another reason they're preparing you for 3 months now. Doesn't need to be rushed. This could be reconciliation. Making decisions from the heart in a knowing gut instinct, not the overthinking mind. Another big part of this reading. Finding harmony, not holding on to the negativity. Be present with it. Slow and steady, no expectations. Be open to the compromise of conversation and let this person lead. Let them knuckle into that Emperor energy that they're focusing on, right? Don't be pushing, seeing them. Don't nothing. Ride the wave of it. Don't have expectation through communication. This will reconcile you. If anything, more have an outlook. Can this even be brought into balance, even if it's friends? Can we get through the trust issues? Like, be that Ace of Swords energy over it, right? Don't be thinking of reconciliation. More, is there potential to start fixing this foundation? Remember I said at the start with that the Fool in reverse, it's very hard to bring faith and remove restlessness and stuff from any situation. It's going to take time, right? Focus day by day, not long term. All right, outcome. I'm surprised the High Priestess didn't come out here. Oh. High Priestess at the bottom. Outcome, 9 of Cups. Stop. Wheel of Fortune. Stop it. And you've got Divine at play. Watch the whole thing. 9 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles, High Priestess on the bottom. This could really be a turning point for you guys. A lot of emotional fulfillment, stillness, balance. This is a card of wishes coming true. I think it's a card of preparing you. 10 of Cups, wishes coming true, right? You could really, this is beautiful. Wishes granted, luxury, harmony, good fortune, success, security, blessings, abundance, luck, expansion, change, destiny, opportunity, winning, a big turn of events. If handled the right way. That's very nice. 3 of Pentacles, active listening, coming together, right? Oh, God. This is where you're blocked, because this came up with you guys. remember I deviated about that Nine of Swords, and I said this, unfortunately, me personally, I've allocated it as a victim mentality out because we're choosing to hold on to the pain. The past hurts the swords. This will be an interference here. I always say if you want something from the past, did it again. So I was explaining this Nine of Swords, which I explained for the first part for you guys. So even in your outcome, this is where your decision is. Do you let go of the past, the burden swords, right, to move on to the future? And this is why it needs to go slow. If you want something from the past, but you are wanting something fresh, you can't hold the past against them. That's your choice to accept it. This is why you both need to build foundation first, see if it can be trusted and see if it can start fresh. Because if you're choosing to come into alignment, but you're holding the past against each other, it's not going to work. You have a decision here. Do you drop the swords and release this butterfly, right? Release the external attachment, because it's not going to work otherwise. The decision's yours. You either work to let go of the Nine of Swords, both of you, or you walk the other way. But it's not fair on either of you. If you keep holding on to past hurts, you're not giving each other the opportunity to grow and evolve. So again, that is why you need to be slow and steady with this one. This will take time to be able to let the past go properly. One more. I wanted to come out again. Yeah, the decision's yours. You've really got a 50-50 here. It's like the universe is trying to grant you something beautiful, but I really think this collective, you're going to have a hard time, even this person, to really Eight of Cups, the damage that's been done, because it might lead to another Eight of Cups. Let's just get one more. I really thought this was going to be beautiful, but it makes sense with this. Six of Swords, move on from the shit, right? And isn't it funny that it went there? From the shit, through tough conversations that will need to be had, but choosing to let the storm go, choosing to move on and sail off into calmer waters. This being calmer waters. It's up to you guys. You have potential of achievement here. You have potential of true progression, right? Or you could... I don't even want to say repeat a cycle. I think if this happened, it would be final for you guys. Like, I'm going to be honest. I know there's something very soully bound for you guys, but... really comes down to both of you making the effort towards one another. Let's get these just to confirm. It says it's safe for you to love. I saw that card before. What depth did I see that? Okay, worth waiting for. Patience, don't lead passion and chemistry. True love, releasing past versions. I know this says release your ex, but the theme of the last bit, right? You have to release it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. True love, but that's up to you if you want to. It all comes down to trauma and trust. Okay. Let your friends help. I think more, don't be completely consumed. Another thing in this collective, your cycles, you caged each other. Whatever you repeat in the past will come in, right? I do think you guys need to keep this a little bit lighthearted, not so serious. You got to build that bond back again, that friendship, getting to know each other again, right? Even though I'm saying this is going to take a few months to be able to let the past go, it doesn't mean talking about the past every time you guys talk. That's just miserable and gross, right? Through consistency and lighthearted and having fun and building that friendship and doing things, it's like trusting in each other's souls again. Yes, you'll have some tough conversations, but you need to get the lighthearted energy into it as well, right? That's the only way you're going to see if you can have fun again. Can't always be bringing up reconciliation. You've got potential. You've got potential. All right. Oh. As I got the 2 butterflies fell out there. Maybe I'm not meant to get them. Your heart is protected. Your divine heart is protected. Good luck is on your side. The golden elephant. Elephants could be an important sign for you. P, F, I, and M. P, F, I, M. Okay. 64, my favorite angel number. 6 of the 4th, 4th of the 6th, 8th of the 7th, 7th of the 8th, 14th of the 12th, and 1 by itself. 2. 2, 2. 2. 2, 2, 2. Duality. 6 by itself. 1st of the 2nd, 2nd of the 1st, 1st of the 6th, 6th of the 1st. 7, 2nd of the 7th, 7th of the 2nd. All right, my loves, I think we're just in time. All right, have a good day.